Joe Biden has reached unprecedented levels of what can only appear to be dementia-induced cringe. How did he celebrate the 4th of July? With Christmas wishes for all Americans.
We give thanks to our Commander-in-Chief, the President of the United States, the extraordinary President of the United States, Joe Biden.
Ho, ho, ho! Happy Independence Day!
Oh dear, this is a shocking look for someone desperately trying to convince us he is not a potato. And in more tragic scenes, Joe has revealed he is not a man, but a woman, a black woman at that.
By the way, I'm proud to be, as I said, the first vice president, first black woman to serve with a black president.
He's also given us a new rendition of the time warp.
I'll beat Donald Trump. I will beat him again in 2020.
Who's going to tell him, you or I? And to top it all off, the president appeared to descend into some sort of weird trance at a church gathering.
Now I found was blind, but now I see.
Let us stand together. Oh,
At the cross, at the cross,
where I first saw the light
and the burdens
of my heart
rolled away.
Yes, all is well. Joining me now is comedian and host of Prime Time with Alex Stein, the man himself, Alex Stein. Good to see you, Alex. Look, just when we thought Joe Biden couldn't get any more catastrophic, he provides us with this new material over the weekend.
Well, Danica, I'd have to say, it seems to me that President Joe Biden has maybe gotten one too many kangaroo kicks to the head. And, you know, we can joke and say that it's Parkinson's, or, you know, we can say that he has some sort of mental deficiency, but really it's just a stain right now in our entire country because we have a president that doesn't even know how to act in church. He doesn't even know the color of his own skin. He doesn't even know his own sexuality. I mean, this man is seriously mentally deficient. And just the fact that his own party is just now seeing it when people on the right have been calling this out for the past 4 years, basically, it kind of makes me lose faith in the media. And the fact that they're doing it this late seems just like a desperate attempt to try to fix a situation that they already knew was broken.
Yeah, but even Jill Biden, I mean, she's out there like the ultimate stage mum, ordering him around, telling him to get back on stage and perform. Meanwhile, he's descending into weird trances and he's just basically trying to get some sleep. The man needs some sleep. Why won't they let him bow out with some dignity?
Yeah, I don't understand Jill Biden's motivation. I mean, she's the same one that will lie and say that she's a doctor when, you know, that's provably false. So she is obviously a fraudster herself. But even his son Hunter, I've heard, is that he's one of the main people that is pushing Joe Biden to stay in this race. If Hunter had any respect for his own father, he would say, "Dad, step down." And like Joe Biden even said, he has created some memorable accomplishments, being the first vice president with a black African-American president, having the first female black vice president. I mean, you would say these are progressive values. These are things that he's done, and he can't really improve much from this. So they need to tell him to retire. But the fact that his closest people won't do that, that shows you that they don't truly love him, or at least they don't have the amount of respect that they should for a person that has probably done a lot for them and this country, even if we don't like his political viewpoints.
No, and I think Dr. Jill is taking her role as the doctor a little bit too seriously under these circumstances. Now, you mentioned this before, 4 more senior House Democrats are calling for Joe Biden to end his re-election bid. Do you think he's actually going to go between now and November? Surely he just wants to go out with some sort of level of dignity.
Yeah, I believe, and I've been wrong, but I think it's a 0% chance that Joe Biden is going to be on the ballot or be the main candidate for president of the Democratic Party. I mean, I just don't see that they would let him run at this point because he's such an embarrassment. I mean, that debate was the final nail in the, you know, coffin or the campaign of Joe Biden, and they had to do something to stop him. But Kamala Harris is not smart enough to do it on her own, so they're going to have to put in Gavin Newsom. I mean, they're really up a creek without a paddle because they don't have any other good replacements, in my opinion.
They're absolutely grappling at straws, let's be honest. Now, Vice President Kamala Harris has conspicuously only said Joe Biden's name once during a campaign appearance in New Orleans over the weekend, probably on purpose, perhaps. But look, Alex, let's not forget, she's been desperately running a defence racket for Joe Biden forever. Take a look.
We have a very bold and vibrant president.
He is an extraordinary leader, and I wish that people could see what I see.
Because Joe Biden is very much alive and running for re-election.
He is extraordinarily smart. He has the ability to see around the corner in terms of what might be the challenges we face as a nation.
And I can tell you, this is someone who is tireless.
Our president is in good shape, in good health.
Alex, what sort of a game is Kamala Harris playing here?
Well, she stinks. She's not very smart at all. And let me just tell you one little factoid about Kamala Harris that people don't realize. The reason why she has so much political power today is basically the mayor of San Francisco, Willie Brown, helped her. And people should do their research into their relationship, which is very weird and, has a lot of conspiracy behind it, but I think people should look into it. And at the same time, Kamala Harris is not very smart. She was on the cover of Vogue magazine and she wore jeans and Chuck Taylors. She's not even smart enough to dress fashionably for the most fashionable magazine in the world. So if you think that she can run this country, run America, she can't. So she's scared to death. She's running defense for Joe Biden because I don't even think she wants to be president because she knows how bad things really are. And she also knows that she's not talented enough to fix it because her public speaking skills are terrible. Just her overall IQ is not that great either. So Kamala Harris, all she can do is be a cheerleader. She can't actually be the leader of the free world.
No, well, she can't be that intelligent, Alex. Of course, that video emerged of her last week on the pretend phone to an American actress where she was saying, yeah, I'm out here on the streets. She was trying to get all cool, play it cool, look at me, I'm the everyday American. I don't think that did her any favours if she was indeed looking to run. What do you think?
No, she tries to be a woman of the people, but even she said that there shouldn't be voter ID laws because African Americans can't go to Kinko's and print out documents. So she has the lowest expectations of the African American community, and she makes everything about race and gender. And I would say that that's racist when you make everything about race and gender. So she's a hypocrite, she's untalented, and she's not smart. And sadly, here in America, that shows you how great of our country is when she is one of the top leaders of the free world. It makes me sick sometimes when I have to realize how crazy that reality is much stranger than fiction.
Yeah, well, her IQ is clearly quite low. The President of the United States can't even stay awake. What a fantastic time, Alex Stein, to be an American. Now, look, a Philadelphia radio station has cut ties with the host who admitted to asking President Biden questions that were supplied to her by his team. Andrea Lawful Sanders scored the first post-debate interview with Biden last week, but fatally admitted that she was fed 8 questions by his team and used 4 of them.
You asked 4 questions, and maybe that's what you were allowed to ask by the campaign or the White House. But they were essentially the same questions, both interviews, about accomplishments, progress in your respective state, what's at stake in the election, what he has to say about his debate performance, and what he would say to voters who think their vote doesn't matter or might sit this election out. Were those questions given to you by the White House, or did you have, or the campaign, or did you have to submit questions ahead of this interview?
The questions were sent to me for approval. I approved of them.
Okay, so the White House sent the questions to you ahead of the interview?
Yes.
Alex, look, the lefty media have protected Biden for so long and now they're feeding questions. Ultimately, she's paid the price, though surely she should have used her own independence to not ask Biden-based questions.
Well, that's a fair assessment from you, but even Howard Stern, one of the most legendary broadcasters in American media history, he gave Joe Biden a very softball-approved interview just like that. So I guess that's the only way that these people get access is by having this approved pre-written questions that they can just only ask. But what's so terrible about this is I think Joe Biden should be charged with a hate crime. That's an African-American woman that lost her job because of him. So he deserves to go to jail. If they're trying to put Donald Trump in jail, put him in jail, because that African-American woman did not deserve to lose her job.
No, definitely not. But I just don't understand. I mean, I know that government organisations, they submit questions. But, in the end, if Biden wants to prove that actually he has got something left up there, surely he needs to come out and just try and be himself, not have all these pre-scripted questions.
Well, I mean, obviously, but the guy can't even answer any of these questions. He can't answer a simple question. He starts talking about highways. He talks about his son, Bo, and how he passed away in the war when really he passed away from cancer. So he can't even speak on his own personal experiences. So they can't let him do an interview like that. They literally cannot. So that's where we're at. We have a president that cannot be asked an improvisational question and give a coherent answer. Very sad, but that's the reality in which we live in right now.
Yeah, it certainly is. Alex Stein, thank you.